right, guys, check this out. What we're going to be doing today is I've contacted a bajillion blade manufacturers and challenged them to send me two types of blades. One that might work great on everything, including quartzite, and then a great high-performance blade for quartz and granite. Now, you notice on these blades, I've got some Terminator blades and some other well-known blades in the mix that I'm using as a reference. What I've done is I've gone ahead and measured the segments, recorded all that so that we can do some ad hoc calculations on blade life, how fast they're wearing. And what we're doing is, and in this corner I've got a regular medium density granite that I'm going to run the blade in first to try to open up the segments a little bit. And then we're going to transition over to the Baltic Brown and make some rips. Then we're going to come over to the Black Absolute and make some rips. And then we're going to wind up on a piece of quartz and make some rips. And what I'm going to be looking for is the amps relative to the feed rate, the sound. What does it sound like? Does it sound like a good clean cut? And then I'm going to inspect the cuts for chips on the top and bottom of the stone to get a sense how the blade's performing. And I realize that this type of test, it's not really enough to get a really great idea how these blades are going to perform, but it is going to be an indicator. I'm going to pick 2 or 3 of these and drill down and really try to figure out which of these blades are going to provide the best cutting performance for the price. Let's start the testing and see what happens. Nathan, you ready? So my son Nathan has written the programs. We're gonna queue up the first blade and we're gonna get this party started. All right, the first blade we're gonna be running is Korean manufactured. It's a 14-inch blade. The segment size is 0.601. You'll notice if you look close, these are actually pattern segment diamonds. I've run a lot of blades. I don't know for a fact that actually makes that big of a difference, but we'll see. We're gonna do some tests. So what I'm hoping is gonna happen, we're gonna be able to narrow this down to a couple good blades and see which blade we're loving. Let's see what happens. All right, so check it out. The first test, we made 3 cuts with the blade. We couldn't stand the sound. It just didn't sound right. It was drawing a lot of amps. It was making a hammering noise. No point cutting a lot more stone. I would never, ever buy that blade. So we're gonna stop testing that one and move right on to the next one. All right, we're on to our second blade. What Nathan and I are doing is we're basically calling the blades by the size of the segment. So we're calling this the 545 blade. These are not the prettiest segments in the world. This is a Korean manufacturer blade. We're gonna go ahead and run this one and see what happens, see if it performs better than the last one. Blade number 2. All right, so this blade performed very well. In the beginning, it was a little bit loud. There was a break-in period about the first 20 feet of cuts on this medium stone. It did a lot of like a bop, 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 bop type of sound. By the time we got the Baltic Brown, it started to smooth out. By the time we got the Black Absolute, the blade had tuned itself. We got nice, pretty damn good chip-free cuts here. Let's look at the bottom. See how that came out? Okay. And then on the quartz, we didn't quite, I wonder if we're getting some blade wear on this thing because we didn't quite cut all the way through on the Black Ab, so that's interesting. I'll measure those segments when we're done. The quartz cuts look nice. No chipping. Cool. All right, that blade's not horrible. Not my favorite, but not horrible. We're gonna try some other ones now. Look at all those cuts. We're gonna find out what's up with these blades. So after cutting 20 feet on the quartz, the Black Absolute, the Baltic Brown, we had a little bit of shrinkage, 0.01 in the segment size, so that gives an idea of wear. We're just gonna be checking this on each of the blades as we go along. Let's see how she does. So we're cutting Baltic Brown right now, 3 cm, pretty damn hard stone. This blade I like. Harder. And then the winner of this contest, we're gonna run it on some Taj Mahal. Let's see how it goes. It's gonna wind up being a really boring video, but right now I'm running a 14-inch silent core Italian blade, medium bond segments, 15 millimeter. So far I'm digging it. We're just tuning the blade on the first series of cuts. And we are running at I'm gonna say about 120 at 14. Not bad, digging it. Nice and quiet, not too loud. It's a high quality blade. I like it. No blowout on the bottom. Very clean, very crisp cuts. What's gonna happen next is once I test all these blades, I'm gonna pick 2 or 3 and then put them through some acid tests. You know, miter with them, stress them, get some more remnants up here, and really see if they can get it done. Because I think at the end of the day, guys, we can find blades that don't cost $400 that are gonna perform great. I really believe that. Just got to do your homework. You got to specify the segments right. Got to get the cores right. Got to test the crap out of them. Find the right suppliers. Buy in big volume. And I think we can save a lot of money on blades. All right, check it out, guys. This is a Korean manufactured blade. It's got similar segments to the blade I just ran, at least in appearance. But one thing about this blade that already throws me off is it is a non-silent core. Sounds kind of like a gong. I suspect I'm going to make 2 cuts with it and stop the saw because we've got such great silent cores that perform. I don't know if there's a real reason to even waste too much time with this non-silent core stuff, but I'm going to give it the old college try and see what happens. As I suspected, I'm just not loving the non-silent core blades. I don't see the advantage. It might be a little bit better on miters, but the noise just on this medium density granite is just unbelievable. I mean, it's performing okay. Let's turn it up a little bit and see what happens. Yeah, the performance is fine. You know, we're cutting it up to 120, 13 amps, 128, 131, 13 amps, 133. I mean, the performance is outstanding. It's cut fine, good blade. But man, is it loud. Maybe if you're mitering or something, you could take advantage of that non-silent core blade, but man, that noise is something else. Woo. We'll have to do some miter testing. What I'm going to do is, as I test all these blades, I got about 8 more to test. As I test all these blades, what I'm going to do is put them into groups. And then if they pass the first phase of testing, I'm going to move on to some more tricky, like tomorrow we'll cut some Taj Mahal, we'll cut some, I don't know, some hard, crazy stuff, and we'll miter it. All right, so it's getting later in the afternoon. I've tested a whole bunch of blades. I've still got about 5 more to run. But what I'm going to do now, I'm getting a sense of some things, and I want to take this Tenax quartz blade that I've been running for the last, since I got the shop set up, for the last 10 days or so. We've probably cut 20 slabs, maybe 25 slabs of quartz with this blade. I'm going to take the Tenax Quartzo blade for a ride and see how it performs on the same test that we've been using with all the other blades. I've only used this blade on quartz, and I'm really curious to see how it does on natural stone, Black Absolute, Baltic Brown, and some other stuff. I think we're about to be impressed. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Right now we're running at 128 at 15 amps. Beautiful, man. Nice and quiet, smooth sounding. Speed it up a little bit. We're cruising along at 140, just nice and smooth. Beautiful blade. This has kind of been my go-to blade since we opened the shop. You kind of see all the labels kind of peeled off. I'm really digging this blade for cutting quartz, man. I'm really digging it. Tomorrow I'll try cutting some Taj Mahal with it, but I don't know if I want to do that. I hate to mess this blade up, but I might try this for fun. I've got some extra blades here, as you obviously can tell. Stick free, just comes right out. No zinging, no weirdness. Look at those cuts. I mean, my God, they are like razors. Well, it's 4 o'clock, time to head home. Still got 1, 2, 3, 4 blades I want to test. Cut quite a bit of stone. I mean, basically every blade we cut, I tried to get about 100 feet of cutting, 25 per color, 5 rips on these slabs. So they're all about 5 feet long, so it's about 100, 115 feet of cutting per blade. it's interesting. I've been kind of trying to make notes on the feed rates, make notes on how much of the segment wears, and hopefully at the end of this, be able to give you some recommendations for blades that actually are based on some sort of I don't know if you want to call this scientific testing, but at least not just anecdotal. Yeah, I love the blade, blah, blah, blah. I'll be able to start comparing them and giving you some notes, and interested to see what your guys' feedback is on this stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys had fun today. I did, and look forward to running some of these blades on some ties in the hall and see what happens.